you are watching Model Behavior. Today I have 4 outstanding models in the plus size industry and fashion, period. They're gonna come and they're gonna talk to you about their experiences and what you need to get started as a plus size model in the fashion industry. First, I have Bernadett. Forgive me, Bernadett Vajda. Yes. All right, Bernadett has been modeling for 11 years. She's now an image consultant, and she is signed with MSA Models. Her story is really interesting, so I'm not going to bother to read that during her bio. I'm going to let her tell you how she got to start in this industry. I also have the beautiful and curvy Nakeesha Witherspoon-Boyce. She's been modeling since 2006, and she started her career professionally when she was signed to Model Service Agency in New York. She gained recognition when she appeared in national campaign ads for Ashley Stewart and in editorial features with magazines like Essence and Glamour. Are you still with MSA? No. All right. Naimah Terry. Naimah Terry is a New Jersey native born and raised in Jersey City, and a recent graduate from Rutgers University, where she concentrated on community and real estate development. Naimah has been professionally modeling for almost 2 years, and she signed with True Model Management. From national campaigns with Ashley Stewart to traveling to China with her fit clients, Naimah has international fashion experience. Last but certainly not least is Christina Mendez. Christina Mendez has become a driving force in the modeling industry, gracing the magazine pages of Glamour, Essence, Latina, All You, The Source, Plus Model Mags, and many others. She is also a model, activist, and entrepreneur. She is the epitome of the new Renaissance woman. And what agency are you signed with, Mama?
GOD.
She's with GOD Models.
Which is God. I'm a freelance.
You know, yeah, okay, yeah, God Models, okay. What a way to start off the segment. Welcome, ladies, to Model Behavior. You are so funny, okay? All right, so let's just get right to it. So you guys you've got a lot of experience under your belt, and I know that the ladies want to know, how did you get started in this business? What's a good way to get started?
A good way to get started is to first know where you want to, how you want to model. Like if you want to be a petite model, if you want to be a runway model, editorial model, and then you look up agencies that cater to those. Can we start?
No, just keep talking, Mom. It's okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
And so what I did was I just Googled every modeling curvy agency that I, researched, and I just went up there.
And see, that's what we talked about in the episode I did with Gwen DeVoe and the owner of True Model Management. Google is the first thing you should do. You should definitely Google and then find out, when they have open calls, and then go in. At least that way you'll know whether or not you're on the right track or not.
Exactly.
How did you get started?
Definitely a lot of research. It didn't happen overnight. It was almost like studying for a degree because it's a lot of research. It took about 2 years for me to break into the industry. And it was really all about networking with the right people, going for different fashion shows. And I did one fashion show in New Jersey where I was able to meet Christina Mendez, a couple other models, and the stylist Susan Moses. And I really got a wealth of information from those ladies. So it was definitely a lot of research, talking to other models, figuring out where I could be. I was talking to Trisha Campbell and Jeannie Ferguson. I had no idea what a fit model was. And from that conversation, I got to True Model Management, and I was like, oh, I can actually be a fit model. And from there, one thing led to another, and they started getting into print, and my career just kind of took off from there.
Most people want to do runway and they want to do print, but fit is where the money is. That's right.
It definitely is.
How about you, Christina?
I used to model when I was in high school, and my son got diagnosed with autism, so I stopped. I just took care of him and made sure he was better, and that's been a challenge. So I battled through depression. It was like a string of things, and I started modeling when someone was like, oh, you got great teeth. I was like, whatever, I used to model. Like, don't don't amuse me right now. I'm really stressed out, and you know, you telling my teeth is cute. It felt like everything else about me wasn't. I was a size 24 then because I just didn't care about anything. It was all my son. My son, like, I wanted him to speak. He didn't speak till he was 6, so that period was just depressing. Like, as a first-time mom, you just start blaming yourself. So I gave up on myself. So with modeling, when they sparked that, hey, your teeth model, I was like, let me Google what the hell is a teeth model. So from there, it came out with plus size. Surprisingly, if you Google teeth model, you get a plus size model. Okay?
I never heard of that one before.
I found that out.
Get on a computer,
exactly. So then I did that, and I was like, okay, well, it fits in the range of the size that I am now. And I went on an audition for a fashion show.
And you did this at a size 24? Okay. Wow.
And then, like, my first fashion show, I was coming down a little bit. I was like a size 18 when I started meeting Crystal and other models, and started from there.
Okay.
But I used it as a form of getting out the house, of like pushing myself to loving myself again and concentrating on myself, because for a long time it was just me and my son. Like, I didn't have any friends. Everyone just pretty much left me because I was so into that. If you didn't have autism or if you didn't know anyone, me and you had nothing in common. So modeling was like my outlook, like my outlet to kind of meet girls and hang out and, you know, have like my time out of the house.
You've done really, really well. How about you, Bernadett? You have an interesting story.
I was working in Boston, and I had a vision that I would work in politics and go into the Peace Corps and run for office one day, law school, all this stuff. And I was working at the Timberland store, and I was just helping a guy out to pick out a coat. And in walked, the guy had said to me, "Oh, have you ever thought about being a plus-size model?" And I was like, "What? Like, are you calling me fat?" Like, I knew nothing about what plus-size modeling even meant. And he said, "You know, no, you're proportioned, and there's a big movement in New York. You should go. You should become a plus-size model." And I was like, I was like, "Well, I have a brain." You know, I was like, "Oh, models, no." And in walked John Travolta, and he was filming a movie in Boston, and he was working with him and picking out a coat for being on set. And he's like, "Oh, John, don't you think she should be a plus-size model?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my God, John Travolta thinks I'm fat." Like, what's like? I didn't know what was happening. I mean, it was like my first celebrity, you know, sighting. Obviously, I was helping him, and the guy who he was with, I don't know if it was a producer or what. Who he was, and I've looked for his name. He said, "Go to these 3 agencies in New York. Here are some names of photographers. These are the people you need to meet with." And every single person are still people who are, they're real successful photographers, makeup artists. And so I really have my career to thank to him to say that he was like, go to New York, try this.
And you've had a really big career, haven't you?
It's been fun. It's been a good.
Oh, so you're just gonna downplay that whole big thing, right?
It's been fun. I mean, listen, it's and like the girl said, it's like you start and I had no idea. I mean, I wanted to run for political office. I didn't know, like, I still don't know where my career can go because it's really limitless. And I think modeling in general has taught me so much, and I think the girls would agree that it teaches you how to be your best self. And really, you are your own business. You have an agency. They send you out, but you're really representing yourself when you're out there. So it's not just Googling and saying, wait, I'm going to wake up. Are my shoes clean? Are my nails clean? Is my hair? Are my teeth? Like, taking care of yourself. So it's really, it's a stepping stone to so many other opportunities. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I've done a lot of great things and cool things, so it's been awesome. But it's led me to, you know, have my own business now too. So as an image consultant, so I know we'll get into that. But
I like what you said about being your own business, because that's what I try to stress to a lot of the models that I see now. Because I cast, and the stuff that I see that's what inspired me to do this show, because they don't know. They think they know, but they really don't know. And I see a lot of people getting it wrong. And I'm glad that you guys are here to, you know, set them straight, for lack of a better word. Now, Christina, you're the only one who isn't signed with an agency. And let me ask you, is that because you like being freelance, or?
Well, for the last really 7-8 years, I've had maybe 3 agents, and they have not been I don't feel that they've been beneficial to me. Same thing with her, like you, I'm pretty much a go-getter. I'm an entrepreneur. Before this, I was a project manager at a Fortune 500 company. I led a team of 20 union employees. Like, I'm a go-getter, I'm a leader. So it's really hard sometimes to sit back and just sit in a board and not get called when I'm able to hustle myself through gigs.
Okay.
Like, I'm a freelance model, and like people like Ashley Stewart don't really use, I'm the only freelance model that they use. And there's a lot of clients that they're like, look, I just do it to you because my invoices are intact, they look just like an agency's, my taxes, everything is set. Like, you know, I pretty much develop myself as a business. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it takes a different character to be able to be like, look, I don't need an agent, I got this.
That's hard. I applaud you, because that's not an easy thing.
It's not. I
do.
mean, there's times where I just prefer to just be the model. Like, just call me for casting and then I leave. It's not like that. I gotta, the same people that I'm gaggling for the next gig are the same people like, where's my check? Like, it's a hard time to like divide yourself into the business person and the model person. But I enjoy it because I'm taking care of my own destiny. So if I don't want to work because my son has an event, I don't have to worry or tell my agent, like, I can't go to that and she's going to be upset at me. It's just, you know, it's a lot.
I can see how that will work out for you.
I like to just control myself.
What about you, Naimah? What's your experience been like?
With agencies?
Yeah. Well, did you freelance first?
Oh, yes. I've been professionally modeling for about 1.5 years now, and the first year of my career, in the first year of my career, I booked 5 clients with 4 different agencies. So I was freelancing through 4 agents here in New York, some fit, showrooms, and print, and it was just like I did everything in that first year, runway. But after a while, a lot of the boutique agencies, it's very competitive, so you know, I almost had the opposite problem as Christina, being on so many different boards, the agents would go at it sometimes. So I had to make a decision, you know, who really pushed me, who was loyal to me, who am I going to be loyal to. So I had to sign exclusively with print with one of my agents, which is True Model Management. And I love them. I'm so happy with them. As they grow, I'm growing as well. So, I mean, I just love that experience. I do still freelance for fit and showroom. But it's just, my career kind of like took off in the first year. And I'm like so blessed and just happy for those experiences. But at the same time, you can't just sit on somebody's board if they're not doing anything for you. This is how I ended up with 4 agents, because I was like, oh, I'm just sitting here for a month? No, let me retest, let me go find some other agencies.
That's a good word, retest.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to come back to that, because I find that I find a lot of things happening now that didn't happen when I was doing it, that I think testing is imperative.
Yes, and with the
and that might be the reason that you're sitting on the board, because you don't have the pictures necessary to get you the gig. But I didn't forget about you, Miss Nakeesha. So what's your experience been like with an agency? Did you freelance first? Or?
No, when I went up to MSA, they told me to come back a few times, and the second time I was signed. So for me, most of my modeling career in the beginning, I was signed with one agent. And it was just with them, I was learning, and I was really new to it, so I just went with what the agent said, and I really took them as like the kind of father, mother figure, and tell me what to do. Tell me, you know, they would tell me about photographers, they would tell me like how to manage my portfolio, and it was really fun. It was fun at the time until like I realized that I could be working more, and I need to look at bigger agencies, stronger agents for myself, and it was just really hard getting with another agent. Did you
jump agencies?
I didn't jump agencies, but after a while I did search and go to other agencies, and there were a few that would take me, but they weren't strong, honestly.
Okay.
And I just feel like to get the best and to be marketed for your best self, like I feel like you just need one strong agent. Like in New York, just one strong one. And for me, I had to learn that, you know, go for the top. Don't just go for what's easy to get into.
Okay, so you shouldn't take the first person that offers you a contract. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You Now you said they called you back. You had to come back a couple times.
A second time, just because of my pictures. Like I took some pictures that were quote unquote not professional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were.
Haven't we all?
So you had to
were
go,
not
you went and shot with the professional photographer, and then you came back.
And then I came back, and they signed me on that next visit.
Okay. How long were you? You were with MSA, right?
For a long time.
Are you still with them?
No. But
And I know that you're on
I mentioned them
hiatus
so
right
much.
now.
I am on hiatus.
But can I say why?
Yes, you can say why.
Miss Nakeesha's having a little one. Are you planning on resuming your career after
I
you
do
have
plan
your
on
baby?
it. I just feel like modeling is a platform, and you can do so many things, and it's just like a stepping stone, and it can open so many doors. So I would never limit myself to stick with modeling.
Now you mentioned, Naimah, you mentioned loyalty. How important is that in this business?
Well, like Nakeesha was saying, if you do have a strong, good agent and they're pushing you and you're not just sitting on their board, stick with them. You know, if it's working, it's working. But if it's not working, then you need to move on. But one thing I did have to learn was the pictures. I think when I first got to True, I didn't have the right pictures for them to market me. So it could be, you know, it's two sides of the equation. You just can't blame your agent. But once I had a really good test, and then they marketed me, and then stuff just started coming in. So it's just like you really have to invest in yourself. You have to keep updated. Whatever they're telling you, it's beneficial, but you also have to research and see what other people are doing. Look at other girls' boards. Like I'm on other people's boards all the time. Like, okay, I have a similar look to her, so I need to go test in something similar. Don't do something crazy that doesn't make sense, you know? You gotta keep
like
relevant.
Blue lips and
So freelance model, you have to do
purple
that
wigs
1,000
and
times
things.
harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's a good point that you made. You kind of want to stay with what's working and what's current and maybe what's in style. I see a lot of this blue lip trend is ridiculous right about now, and I don't think anybody's working.
Where is this trend?
Oh, everywhere.
Where? Coco Rocha is wearing blue lips?
On the streets.
I don't see Coco. She's like queen of poses. Have you read her book?
No.
It hasn't been released yet. 1,000 Poses. That's one of the things is, don't you think like there's so much out there now you can see learning how to pose and how to really be in the industry. You can see, she wrote a book called 1,000 Poses.
Okay.
And you can pre-order on it. Like I'm pushing her book, but I think it's cool because she's queen of poses. And it's great.
Now see, I just did a segment with designers and photographers, and they said that you actually, when you're shooting, you shouldn't be posing. It should be more of a flow.
It depends on what the job is. It depends on what the job is. And if you're doing editorial, if you're doing catalog, if you're doing run, obviously it's all different. So I don't know, I guess everyone has a different take on it, a different view.
Well, how do you stay, I guess, current in this ever-changing fashion industry?
I think staying true to yourself. I actually, if I may piggyback on what you said, is that I don't look at other people's stuff because it hinders me from really tapping into what is my best and who am I, like what do I need to work on, because maybe I'm not ready to book that job because I'm not here yet. I haven't accomplished this yet.
Preach.
So, what?
Preach, girl.
You know, so it's like maybe you know, everybody please sit down. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe it's that. Maybe I haven't done this and this because I haven't been this. And the reality is I have to check myself because I'm not a high-end editorial girl. I am catalog girl. I am the girl, like, I have the smile. I can, like, people say I'm approachable. That's my
So you
thing.
you understand
So you have
what
to
your
know what
your
your
strengths
like
are.
what your strengths are. You were saying that, you know, you're going to be a fit model. You're going to be this. No, like, be realistic. If you're 5'2",
Ooh, say that again. I'm sorry.
be realistic.
Yes.
I mean, get to the truth. Get to what you're about, and it's not for everyone. And I think a girl's goal should not be to be a model. It should be get an education, travel the world, do that. But modeling happen. I mean, these are all educated, smart women. I mean, what a great group. And I got to chat with them before we started taping, and this is what it should be, like education and smart and ambitious.
So modeling shouldn't be your life's work.
Absolutely
you should
not.
definitely
I mean, it's a goal.
have a plan.
And when you're on set and you're shooting, the makeup artists don't want to talk about modeling. They want to talk about what's happening in the world and what are you reading. No one talks about that. It's really who you are. What are you bringing to the table?
And it's also about knowing when your time is ended in this industry.
Yes.
It's transitioning out.
Yeah.
Now you've transitioned in your image consulting. Now.
Yes.
How did that work
Well,
for
I'm
you?
still.
Well, you're still modeling.
I'm still modeling, but the transition happened really. I've been helping people with their outfits, their looks, and how to be your best self. Really. But now I made it into a career because I went to FIT. I did an image consulting program there.
Okay.
And I started my business about 4 years ago.
What's your business called?
Bernadett.net.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's a network. So I feel I work with a network of people, and I can help people be their best self through fashion. But it's also advice on posture, on hair, on makeup, on what does your closet say about you.
Oh.
So how do you, what are you saying? Does your low-cut shirt, oh, you're not getting ahead at work? I wonder why. I can see your cleavage. I mean, what are you keeping down there? Like, cover it up, know what the work attire is, and know what the play attire is. So it's really getting to your true self. And I think that's what we were saying is modeling is a platform. It helps you define who you are. And really, I mean, the women I admire in this industry are all smart, and they're all, they stay true to themselves. They have the rocker chic or like edgy or whatever it is. But my business is about that too. It's about, you don't have to conform to everyone else, but what is it that makes you feel beautiful, strong, confident? How do you want to get ahead at work? How do you want to do you want a significant other in your life? What are you looking for? And I help people achieve that goal.
Okay. Now, Christina, you're in activism now. You talked about your son.
I'm like her. I'm riding the fence. I get a little gigs here and there, but I'm not hustling like I used to.
Okay.
Because I'm extremely busy with that as well. I do Autism Activist, and I work with Autism Speaks, which is they have different chapters, but I'm in the New York chapter. I'm also a director for social media for Latin Trends magazine. So because I'm so good at running my social media, as you can see, I decided to branch out, and this magazine has given me a chance, and hopefully that's the beginning of something. I'm very active on social media, as you guys know. Always on it. I try to just share my life with people. I know sometimes I was like, you say it's too much, but I think that a model that does that this age is booking gigs more than a model that's private and to themselves. That's how I feel. I feel that like bloggers, for example, are taking a lot of modeling gigs.
Yes, they are.
Because they have a following. And, a client says, that's free marketing. And, the internet is buzzing. If you wear something and you say, hey, Sharon is wearing this dress, 9 out of 10 people might say, I want to go shop. I want that dress that Sharon has on. So I feel that my new venture I would like to help models develop their social media presence, because I think a pretty girl is not going to book the job anymore.
Not anymore. No, the business is definitely changing.
You have to have a formula, and part of the formula, besides pretty, besides knowing about yourself and what is in your closet, besides being smart, you have to have some social media presence.
How about you, Naimah? What's your plans for your career once you leave modeling? Do you have any?
I'm actually getting into something new right now. I'm studying for my Series 6 license right now, where I'll be able to sell mutual funds, IRA accounts, help businesses set up 401ks, and I'm really excited about it because I know my niche now. I'm in an industry where we're full of models, photographers, makeup artists, hairstylists, fashion designers, stylists. So many people who are not paying into a traditional 401k. We don't have pensions, so we need somebody to help us manage our money. So
see, smart women.
I'm getting into it. I'm definitely getting into it. I think it's very important. My first year, I made a lot of money. I had no money by the end of the year. I see a lot of models with, $2,000 bags and stuff. It's like, yes, you made a lot of money on that shoot, but what are you doing with your money? Are you saving? Are you planning for the time where you're transitioning out of modeling? What's going to happen after that? So, I mean, it's just something that I found where I can, you know, really, besides models, I want to take it to my community and take it to other people, of course. My background is in community and real estate development, and I really found that this is my niche. It's a way to help my people. It's a way to help other models, just people that I come in contact with, and I think it's a great business to be in.
Nakeesha, we're almost out of time, but I want you to jump in on this. What are your plans after you have your little baby?
It's exciting, but I am looking into music. I've always been a singer, and that's one thing that I love it. And I've seen your clips on Facebook. But I love music. I love creativity. So that would be like artsy all the way.
Okay. All right, ladies. Well, we only have like 2 minutes left, so I just want to thank you all for coming. Real quick, website again?
www.bernadett.net.
All right.
www.christinamendez.com.
NaimahTerry.com.
NakeeshaWitherspoon.com.
Hey, we on our website. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
As that's what it should be.
As you should be.
Exactly.
Nice,
As you should be.
nice.
Is that a high five?
High five, high five, high five.
All right, everybody, I want to thank you for watching Model Behavior. My name is Sharon Quinn. I'm known as the original runway diva, and I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts before I go. I want you to always remember to surround yourself with positive people and positive things, and remember that you can't change the game before you first learn the rules of the game. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, class is dismissed. Thanks.